Moondrop recently shocked the industry, changed the game, and introduced completely new standards by releasing the space travel earbuds that everybody is talking about and everybody is praising them to high heavens. Of course, I have to join the conversation and offer you my maybe a little unique point of view and add some remarks that you guys may find very interesting. So stay tuned because, of course, I have all the details. Technology obviously is progressing by leaps and bounds, because how can you sound this beautiful for less than $25? I mean, not less, for $25. I think it's $24.99. So technically it is less than $25. Absolutely insanely good sound signature, broad sound stage, beautiful instrument separation, clear, detailed, rich, incredible. For less than $25 in earbuds that also have ANC and ENC and, as you'll see later, pretty good quality for funkles. So how is this possible? And one remark that I have here that I talked about before a lot on this channel, and I will keep repeating for the rest of my existence: you guys have to pay attention to the way these fit in your ears, because my adventure with these started with actually watching Kenneth Tanaka's video. I don't really watch other reviewers before I do my own, because I don't want to be tainted by what anybody else thinks about earbuds before I offer my own point of view and review them with my own thoughts. But I did watch that review. I love Kenneth's channel. I love his personality, his positivity. If you haven't watched his reviews yet, then go ahead. I'll link them underneath. Why not?
The space travel kept impressing me in so many ways.
And when I started listening to these, I was like, wait a minute. What is everybody talking about? These don't sound that great. There's just no depth. And then I started taking my own advice and playing with different tip sizes. And I still wasn't completely getting what I probably should be. I was thinking so, but I did notice a difference until I went with what I have on these right now, which is the foam tips. And foam tips really did this for me. The good news is, if you use these foam tips, they still fit in the case without a problem. I used SONICFOAM. You can get a set of these for $15. I highly recommend them. They are fantastic and they work fantastic with these particular earbuds. This doesn't happen to me very often, because most of the time I use the tips that are default supplied with the earbuds and they work perfectly fine for me. In this case, for some reason, they weren't doing this for me. These earbuds sounded pretty lacking, and I knew that this cannot be, because if that was it, everybody wouldn't be praising them so much. So when I went with the foam tips, I started experiencing how great they really are. And guys, I'm telling you, let's answer this question. Are these the best sounding earbuds for $25 you can get right now? Absolutely yes. There is nothing else like these out there. You just won't find it, okay? If you want detailed sound, if you want nice broad sound stage, if you want clarity and accuracy, this is it. This is for you. But also do bear in mind, and this is this part that I mentioned in the beginning, my own 2 cents for Moondrop Space Travel. Moondrop is a company that really pays attention to the beautiful accuracy of sound. So they are not aiming at being your average crowd pleaser like, for example, Soundcore. Most of Soundcore products are strong bass, super strong highs, and the rest is kind of lowered mids, and everything in between is there or not. As long as we have this punchy, super strong sound signature that most people will like. Except for the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro, which until the day I die I will praise, because they are one of the best earbuds I ever heard. They are very exceptional, but Moondrop is the opposite of that. They don't aim to please the average listener. They really aim to please the audiophile, someone who cares about hearing all the detail, all the frequencies. And they did an amazing job with this little set that costs $25. So there isn't much variety going on here in terms of how you can tune these, because there's only 3 sound profiles available that you can change in the app, and basically the only difference is the amount of bass you get. So monitor is the flattest. It's really flat. If you look at the the graph, it's really flat with a little bump in the highs, but even that bump is lower than the other 2. Reference is a little more bass for those of you who want that deeper sound, and then there's bass head, but even the bass head doesn't boost it so much from reference. There is a difference, but it's not huge. You will notice a difference, but it's not like, whoa, now I have all this crazy bass. But again, it also depends on the fit and the seal. So if you guys have to go with foam tips, do so. If you have to go with any other tips that just does it for you, trust me, when you find that right fit, these sound absolutely amazing. You will not believe how great they are for $25. I hope this covers sound signature and sound quality. Let's talk about the ergonomics. So check this out. Check this out. Moondrop Neko Cake, Moondrop Space Travel. This is very similar. I'm holding the wrong earbud. So here we go. Here's left and left. Sorry, right and right. Look at how similar they are. They are almost identical. Space Travel is a little bit bigger. I'll try to show the detail so you guys can see for yourselves. I'm going to remove the ear tips and just show the earbuds themselves so you guys can see how similar they are. The Space Travel is a tiny little bit bigger than the Neko Cake. And guess what? If you have something good, don't change it. Do those minute details, improvements that take you to the next level, but don't change something that really works well. Neko Cake was working, and that's why they went with almost the same exact design for the Space Travel, because they knew they had something good. And let me tell you, the ergonomics of these are really, truly fantastic. I am a huge fan of stem earbuds because most people's ears have this little dip right here, and that's where the stem comes in. So it's like naturally fitting so well. And the way they are different from the Neko Cake. Neko Cake was already great, but these are tiny little bit bigger, so they fill your ear cavity better for even better seal. Although that didn't seem to really work in my case very well until I went with the foam tip. But overall, this is really, really good, well thought out ergonomics, and it works perfectly fine. They stay in your ears so well, they fit so well, and they definitely help with creating better sound. So absolutely the highest marks for ergonomics here. And I like when manufacturers improve on what's already good, what's already working, without making dramatic changes. Aesthetics is something that with a lot of earbuds you kind of just gloss over because they're sort of average. You know, there's not much to talk about. That is not the case with the Space Travel. Aesthetics is the main factor here that adds to the attractiveness of these earbuds, because not only is this completely new design of the case very original, I have never experienced anything like this, but also the combination of colors. You have the beige with the black and a little bit of orange. Wow, someone is a good designer. Someone knows how to put things together and make them work aesthetically. It's not easy to do that, guys, and it's definitely not easy to do new stuff in earbuds, something that comes in literally hundreds and hundreds of them looking so similar. So again, high praise for Moondrop here. As far as removing these from this case goes, it's pretty difficult to do when your hands are dry, because this is obviously pretty smooth plastic, so you can slide your finger up all day long and nothing happens. So you kind of have to press a little harder and get them out, and when they start coming out you can grab here and then it's easier. But overall this is pretty convenient, and I like that it's clear. So it just somehow adds to the attractiveness, and there is no cover to close, and they still charge. This is obviously, of course, charging case. There's a USB-C on the bottom here, so you kind of have to lay this flat when you connect them, unless you have some charging station where you can stand them in. But overall, in this particular case, aesthetics make so much of a difference. You know you're getting something very original, and you do feel more appreciated as a customer because someone spent a lot of time trying to make this very unique, and they succeeded big time again. We have reached a point in earbuds design when it's easy to make touch controls. Everybody makes them. They work well most of the time. So is the case with the Space Travel, absolutely no problem. And they are customizable in the app, so you can change them however works for you. And there's really no point talking about what the default is, because I feel like everybody will have their own preferences anyway. And if you have a system, a scheme, a pattern that you're used to, then you will want to program all your earbuds in the same way. So obviously you don't have to reprogram how your brain works when you want to control the earbuds by tapping them. What is worth mentioning is that there is no volume control with the tapping or sliding your finger up and down. It's just not there. So that is something you may want to pay attention to. But again, if this is the only thing they're missing at $25 with this amazing sound signature that they have, I'm okay with it. Not groundbreaking, not absolutely mind-blowing, not the best in the industry, but nice, at a good level, at a solid level. This is ANC that actually works at $25 again. So I am pretty blown away with the amount of features and technology they offer at this price, and I'm happy with the way this ANC works. App support is very basic. All you can do is pretty much change those 3 tuning modes, which basically gives you different amount of bass, and in case you're using the monitor, it also lowers the treble. Other than that, you can change and customize the controls, and that's where the app support ends. Battery life is not the longest, about 4 hours per charge. So if you need your earbuds to last longer, you will definitely want to look elsewhere. But again, guys, we have to curb our expectations because we're paying $25. I personally rarely have listening sessions where I have to go 4 hours, more than 4 hours without a break. So in real life, I listen for an hour or two, maybe longer sometimes, and then I put them back in the case so they have a chance to recharge. So in reality, in real life use, I never really hit those times and discharge the battery completely and feel that this is limiting to me. But that's me. Everybody is different. Everybody has different needs. And also when I'm testing, yes, I will of course go as long as they last to figure out the actual usage time for the battery. So again, another limitation, yes, it's not the longest lasting earbud. You get 12 hours total with the case, which is also not the most wonderful, and it's not going to break any records. But corners had to be cut somewhere at this price point. Come on. And now we're coming to the point where we're going to take these bad boys out onto the road in a car and test the quality of microphones for phone calls in real life. And I am really curious to hear this, because if they do well in this area as well, then guys, we have the winner that I hope a lot of you will find under your Christmas tree this season, because at $25 you can have so much fun with these. And if they work well for phone calls, then that kind of completes the circle and makes them such an attractive product this gifting season, this holiday season. Then after watching this video, the first thing you should do is reach for your credit card and just order. Just use the link under this video to support the channel and buy them for someone who you really like or love, because a gift like this is the declaration of love, nothing else. Welcome to David M's real life conditions test for microphones during phone calls for true wireless earbuds. Today we are focusing on the Moondrop Space Travel. They are in my ears right now, and what you're hearing is coming through these earbuds. I'm sitting in an idling car which creates pretty easy sonic conditions, auditory conditions for these earbuds to figure out and resolve. So you should be hearing my voice very clearly. Now I'm going to crack both windows about half the way. I'm going to start driving and I'm going to get to 50 miles an hour. So we keep it consistent with what I always do. And this is going to dramatically change the situation and the auditory noise pollution that these earbuds have to deal with now. We're getting to 50 miles an hour, which creates significant engine noise, and it definitely creates wind noise because of the cracked window. These earbuds are supposed to be pretty good. They're supposed to be a lot better than Moondrop Echo Cake. Let's see how they do. Let's see how well you can hear me. And let's see if this is going to impact your decision if you were considering purchasing these. Because I know this matters to a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys pay attention not only to the sound quality, not only to the ANC, to the controls, to the great looks, but also to what the earbuds do and how they perform during phone calls, because it's important to you, because a lot of us use them in our daily life to make phone calls, and you definitely want to make sure the person on the other side of this call can hear you well. And of course, guys, we're not going to mess around. This is not going to be an easy test for Moondrop, because we're going to put them up against some pretty tough competition. Let me get into first gear and start driving. In my ears right now, I have no other than SoundPEATS Air 4 Pro. That's right, brand new release from SoundPEATS with enough microphones in these earbuds to go against any competition. SoundPEATS have a history and a reputation of doing very good job when it comes to voice resolution with the microphones, with the algorithm during adverse sonic conditions. So what are these going to perform like is the big question. I have not heard them yet. I am very curious myself. And the bigger question is, how does Moondrop Space Travel compare against the SoundPEATS that are the newest, the latest, and they also cost about 55, between 45 and 55, depending on your deal that you can find, dollars, US dollars more than the Edifier, oh my goodness, not Edifier, and the Moondrop Space Travel, which means this is a slightly different class of equipment. So if this is a comparable result of this driving at 50 miles an hour, then that means maybe Moondrop Space Travel is really worth your investment. And of course, we have a third competitor, as always, which is also very recent release. This is from Edifier. These are the NeoBuds Pro 2. And guess what? They are very tough to compete against, because not only new technology now, not only all the latest and greatest, but also built-in wind reduction, which means they are supposed to do much better in the second part of the test when we are at 50 miles an hour and the wind is blowing in through the windows. Right now there are cars blowing right next to me, right past me, so I'm going to use this gap to get on the road, get to 50 miles an hour, and see how well this Edifier does against the competition, against the Moondrop Space Travel, and against the SoundPEATS Air 4 Pro. Here we are. There's significant amount of wind coming through the window right now. I can feel it. But how does it affect the earbuds pickup of my voice? How does it affect their ability to cut what's not necessary and keep what's important, which is our voice when we make phone calls and when we want to make sure that the other person on the line can hear us clearly? You heard this, guys. I think the bar is set pretty high here. Personally, I am definitely joining the Space Travel Club. And I think if you're on a budget, this is the choice for you this year. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope it gave you enough information to make an educated decision if you're planning to grab a pair of these for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back soon.